Spiritual Life Center, transforming lives as we love, serve, and remember who we are. One heart, one mind, one soul at a time.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm meant to be in my soul. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. And let's turn around and say good morning to all the beautiful live singers at home. We love you. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Your soul, my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here.
You know my soul is welcome here. Well, my soul is welcome here. My soul, your soul is welcome here now. My soul
is welcome. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Good morning, and welcome to our Sunday celebration service that we bring to you wherever you happen to be today, no matter where you are on the planet. We're grateful for your presence, and we know that we are always one in the Spirit. And in this awareness of being one in the Spirit, let us commune with the presence and the power and the love of God right now. Divine presence is within you that we live and move and have our very beingness in. We know that you are in all and through all, an absolute good in our life and in this universe, that is always supporting us to our highest and best of what we can be individually and as a planet. So we come under your government and guidance. We allow this presence to have its way with us, so that every thought we have, every word we speak, every action that we take are in alignment and in accord with this divine goodness that is our life and being. We are grateful for this opportunity to let God be God in us. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. At this time, I invite you to join in and simply affirm quietly or out loud our 5 basic unity principles that reminds us of who and what we believe in. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God. We must take actions. Of course, I'd like to bring you up to date on the activities that are taking place in Spiritual Life Center. This Wednesday, we offer another episode of our popular Wow Unplugged series. And this week, Celia Coughlin-Surge will ask Reverend Deborah the question, is it God or Facebook's algorithm? I invite you to join us for this interesting discussion at 7 p.m. this Wednesday. It'll be on Facebook as well as YouTube. Also, to bring you up to date on our Over the Rainbow event, it's been rescheduled until Friday, July the 24th. And those who have registered for this event will receive an email with more details to come. So be on the lookout for that email. Also, there's a great way for us to connect long distance with a smile and a wave. And if you're so inclined, we invite you to take a very short video, 20 seconds or less, of yourself, and all you got to do is smile and wave and send it to Ira at slcworld.org. Put smile and wave in the subject line, and we're going to show it on Sunday morning. Finally, we greet our newcomers, and while we cannot greet you in person, we want you to know that we are very happy that you are with us today as you walk your unique path. You can learn more about us by going to slcworld.org to connect, by filling an online card, and you can receive our weekly message, as well as other ways to connect with us online, our small groups, get a prayer chaplain, as well as be notified of other ways to connect with us virtually as we expand our online community. I want to thank you for joining us today as we are honored to share this service with you.
I'm gonna set it free, let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. Life unfolds with grace and ease, endless possibilities. They're everywhere, they've always been, when I choose to let them in. I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. I've outgrown those smaller dreams, the way they used to limit me. I make the space, invite love in, magic fills my life again. There's something bigger calling me to follow where my passion leads. Trust the flow, I don't need to know. I dance into the great unknown. I'm gonna let it be free, let things be. I'm gonna let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. I'm gonna set it free and let things be. Let the thrill of life carry me, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be, 'cause now I know I'm in the flow. I'm finally free, oh blessed be. I'm finally
Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions. Weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom, we cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet.
As we move into this time of quiet and reflection, take a deep breath and slowly exhale. In the next cycle of breaths, allow your body to relax. Drop your shoulders. Relax your eyelids. Bring your attention to the center of your chest and imagine a soft light glowing. Move into that light and allow yourself to drift into a light daydream. Standing on the crest of a hill, you look down into a beautiful circular valley. A stream meanders down through the middle of the valley, where it forms a crystal clear pool and then continues its journey. A wide, well-worn path lies before you. As you walk down the gentle incline, you notice that there are other beings coming and going. Some are dressed like you in regular street clothes, while most others are coming out of the valley surrounded in a blue-white mist. Curious, you continue until the path levels out and you reach the edge of the valley floor. You are surprised to see that the valley is encircled by what looks like a wall of fire. There's something odd, though, because as you come closer, you feel no heat, and nothing seems to be consumed by this fire. It is stable, it is constant, like a perpetual flame, and you feel no real danger from the fire. A wise being comes to stand near you, and you know it's a wise being because it's wearing a name tag that says, Wise Being. And it says, why don't you step through? This is a holy fire. It will not harm you. It will cleanse your energy and remove almost anything you are willing to loosen and release. I will be with you the whole way. Tentatively, you reach out and touch the fire wall. It feels warm and comforting. And so slowly you walk into the fire. The flames curl gently around your body like a soft breeze. It is warm and very soothing. Your skin tingles and you hear a low humming, like a lullaby. The fire is singing to you. Something miraculous is happening. And then, with your next step, you are through the wall, facing the edge of the crystal clear pool. Looking at your hands and arms, you see that you are covered with a fine white ash. And the wise being says, this is what remains of your negative energy. Step into the pool. Surrender the last of your concerns. And so you step into the pool and immerse your body in the water, allowing the gentle current to wash over you and carry away the ashes of your former consciousness. Let serenity enfold you as you float in deep, deep silence. You feel clean and clear, alive and very light. You almost float out of the pool, and you realize that you are enfolded in that blue-white mist. As you drift back to your body and begin to awaken, you ask the wise being a question. Why do some people leave here in street clothing, not enfolded in mist? And as a final blessing, the wise being says, Oh, my beloved, not everyone can surrender to the divine. Some fear the holy fire and cannot walk through it. Indeed, there will be times when you cannot surrender either, and there will be times when you can. So judge not, Love yourself for who and where you are in this very moment. For this very moment is all that there is. Remember this always.
I am one, simple and plain. No superpowers, no famous name. But I stand tall, 'cause I believe something greater has come alive inside of me. I have felt the Spirit stirring in my soul, deep within my soul. I will give love, I will speak peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel so lost, I know God. I am one, but I'm not alone. When I'm with you, I feel at home. Side by side, we find the truth. When the Spirit in me meets the same in you, I have felt this fire burning in my soul, deep within my soul. I'll give love and I will speak peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel so lost, I know God. I'll give love, I will speak peace, all because of the love that's got a hold of me. So wide open, so amazing, it takes my breath away when it occurs to me. In a world where so many feel so lost, in a world where so many feel so lost, in a world where so many feel so lost, I know
Well, good morning once again, as we come together to remind ourselves that God is indeed good all the time. And as I was thinking about what to share today, I remember I was in a biology class in high school. And I was fascinated by the question, how did life evolve? How did it get here? And I went to the library because they didn't have Google. And I researched, and I don't remember what I found, but I was reminded by an article I read recently that life on Earth began in water. And when the first animals moved onto the land, they had to trade their fins for limbs. They had to trade their gills for lungs in order for them to breathe on this newfound land. And I don't know how that happened, but that evolution, that change was necessary in order to adapt to their new Earth. But the shift to lungs and the shift to limbs doesn't tell the complete story. As these creatures emerged from the sea, I believe they gained something perhaps even more precious than air. They gained information. Information they were not privy to before. They opened themselves to new possibilities when this life came onto the land and in the air. Their eyes could see so much further than they could underwater. Their vision increased, it expanded, and provided information that brought to awareness lots of food. Lots of food they previously had no knowledge of at all. Of course, it had been there for a while. In many respects, it was a call to their future, a call to their tomorrow. And I bring that up because I believe that the challenges that we collectively are facing today, COVID-19 across the planet, racial divide primarily in the United States, but also some places of the world, the political polarization that has not been seen in recent history, is a call to our tomorrow. It is an instigation for us. It is beckoning us to birth a new humanity, to birth a new world, to birth a new way of being in our country and on the planet in which we live. You know, it's like the oak tree shouting at the acorn, "Wake up!" And this pull of our tomorrow is stronger than the pull of our yesterday. It's stronger than anything that has happened in our past or anything that has happened to us. The universe is inviting us to consciously embrace that evolutionary pull. Yet for that to happen, we must resolve to evolve. Because unlike creatures that evolve seemingly naturally, we must consciously choose to evolve. You know, we've heard that statement from time to time that we're spiritually made in the image and likeness and out of God. We're spiritually made in the image and likeness of ultimate reality. And we're saying some way, in shape or form, the image and likeness of God is just like us. Now, we rush over that statement at times, and we say that statement often. You may have heard it quite a bit. But many times we don't know what it means. Oftentimes people have a tendency to think we are made in the image and likeness out of God, so God must look like us. God must look like a human being in some way, shape, or form. God must have these human qualities just like we have. Or God must have these human frailties just like we have. Or have these human emotions. And if we look at it from that perspective, we have misread what it means. Because when it says we're made in the image and likeness of God, it's not that God is made in our image. It simply means that we have the same faculty that God has. We have the same faculty as the force of the universe has. We have the quality and the essence of the Spirit. But we have the faculty that God has as well. Now, what that faculty does and what that faculty is, and what's different from different between humans and animals, is this. You and I have had the capacity to think independent of circumstances, independent of situations, independent of people, places, and things that are taking place in the world. We have that same faculty that God has to enter a field of creativity no matter what's happening and allow nothing to become something. Just because we're thinking about it, we become the observer, and we can unhook ourselves from the world of affairs. We can unhook ourselves from circumstances, and we can create and forge a new future. We get to think independent of all the circumstances and not let them determine what our tomorrow will be. But to get there, we have to break free from conventional thinking. We have to break free from consensus thinking. That part of us that wants to be normal, that wants to fit in and do things the way they have always been done. This is the way it is. We're going to have to hear that scriptural reference that says, do not be conformed to the world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You know, oftentimes we get caught up into a belief system based upon where we come from, what people have told us. And I remember when I was in high school, and I was in an inner city school, and no one there was really going to any top tier colleges and universities at the time. But some of us in my class saw a new possibility that was not the common way of thinking from the folks that were around us. I say that because, you know, we can look at our environment today and the challenges that we face. And many people up to now may have said, you know, this is the way it is. There's nothing we can do about it. The system is just rigged. That may have been conventional thinking. Now, conventional thinking is everywhere. Consensus thinking is everywhere. Herd thinking is everywhere. And many times people are just born into that. And, you know, we've been educated, sometimes indoctrinated to go along with what has always been and what has been normal. And what we've consciously done, or unconsciously done, we've just capitulated. We just surrendered to the way of the world or to our environment. You know, I was speaking to a friend who was asking what she could do to heal the racial divide that we're witnessing in the country. And as a result of all the protests, it's still on her mind. And she said something interesting. She said she recognized that oftentimes she would join in with her friends by saying racist jokes about other ethnicities. And it suddenly dawned on her, she realized that she had been making an unconscious something normal. But as she looked at it from a distance, she realized that she had to challenge herself. She had to challenge her friends to stop uttering those kind of demeaning words about others, because it dehumanized them and contributed to a consciousness, a vibration, and an atmosphere where a sense of separation and racial discrimination and unjust treatment of other human spiritual beings was a possibility. I think what she was bringing to her awareness, maybe to our own awareness, was that sometimes we get caught up in that kind of consensus thinking without thinking about it. And maybe we want to ask ourselves, how often do we find ourselves in doing something similar, doing what's popular, what appears to be normal, when in fact there is a deeper calling within you and me to do something else, to set ourselves free. I want you and I to get a sense that we have to break free from the consensus thinking. And as we are choosing to evolve, we're allowing this impulse of good that is inherently within all of us to take over. This is an impulse of life that is stronger than anything than our past, as I mentioned, and is pulling us forward. And it means on some level, we're going to have to maybe stop being merely enamored or enthralled or entertained by individuals who are doing great and outstanding feats in the world, and we look at them and say, wow, they're special. But understand, unless they bring a vibration and a motivation to us, information and inspiration to us, then it's going to be a waste. Because we want to be part of a group of individuals who goes to see every single thing that happens that's great by other people, not to necessarily entertain us. Entertainment is good, but we want that to be something to inspire us to come out and express who we have come here to be. You know, because they've expressed their particular art. They've expressed their particular way of being in the world. And maybe we have a hope that one day we will see the next big thing that comes along from those other people, that will come along from someone else. But perhaps the energy of the world is telling us now, you are here to be the next big thing. There's an energy within you that needs to be released. And your movement, my movement, is out to see people of excellence, is to serve as motivation and inspiration for us. You know, I'm looking at our world and I realize that we're at a stage of our evolution where we have to consciously choose this way of being now. Particularly as we go through these challenging experiences of today. But as we look at history, the human lot has been pulled along by individuals who have made breakthroughs, that have been the innovators, that have been the inventors, that have been the artists, that have been the poets, that have been the mystics. And all of us in some way, shape, or form are mystics. Because those are people who have pierced the veil of three-dimensional living and have caught a transcendent vision and articulated in their field of endeavor and are pulling society forward. The great people in society, large or small, because no large or small than the mind of God. Unfortunately, there's been sometimes a big drag on our society and our world by people who are walking asleep, following whatever is popular, whatever is normal, having their particular thoughts pre-digested so that they don't have to think anymore. We don't want to be those kinds of individuals. We want to be at the forefront or in the forefront of those who are waking up, who are going deep into their cellular aspect of life, their soul level, and catching a vision of high resolve. You and I must choose this on a regular basis because there is a vision, there is a power, there is a presence that's trying to pull you, that's trying to pull me, and that's what the world is calling for us to do today. Yet to consciously evolve. Because when you resolve to revolve, your problems will dissolve. We have to do it consciously, though. We have to start with our own awareness. Because things we can do right now, no matter where we are, right in our rooms, while we're jogging, walking, biking, wherever, going to the store, we can pray every day. We can watch what we think every day. We can watch what we put in our mouth every day. We can watch what comes out of our mouth every single day as a way of life. Now, when we begin to go into the high vibrations, often the price we have to pay along the way. You know, because there's a moment where you and I begin to break away from the consensus thinking, the common thinking, maybe the impossibility thinking. And we might begin to suffer withdrawal symptoms from breaking free from the social disease of just hanging out with the popular belief system. But the world is calling us to come out from among them. But when we do, there's a real withdrawal that takes place. There's a part of us that just wants to fit in. Part of us that just wants to belong, that just wants to be normal. That part that begins to start to shake and quake. But just like a person who may be detoxing from some sort of substance, addiction, drugs or alcohol or refined sugar for that matter. There are moments that you just don't know if you're going to make it. We may look out in the world and say, man, I don't know if we're going to make it through this. And we may be shaking and quaking, but you know, deep down inside, that we can, because there have been individuals who have been sober for a long time. I remember there was one lady I talked with, just in her own, sobering experience, had a sobering experience and was celebrating 20 years and And a couple of people have mentioned their own birthdays of sobriety and from other different things, not just in that area. Some of us, it might be from food. Some of it might be just from sugar. But you know that it takes what it takes to go through that kind of withdrawal. Yet when you and I begin to break free from consensus thinking, it's the same kind of thing. Because we have been so hypnotized and mesmerized to fit in and belong and to have the prevailing opinion think through us. That when we begin to break away and say, oh no, there is a power, there's a presence, there's a love within me. And that power and presence and that love is pulling me to my tomorrow. It's pulling me to my evolutionary spirit. The God within me is stronger than my yesterday, is stronger than the circumstances I'm facing, is stronger than anything that has happened to us individually or collectively. We have to start thinking from that realm. We have to begin to think from that perspective, no longer refusing to think the thoughts of God. There are, in fact, people who are afraid to think the thoughts of God. The thoughts of God are these: their inspiration, their wholeness. That's what we want to think through us. And when we begin to stand up to that level, when we begin to think those kinds of thoughts, we begin to activate the genius code that is within us. Yes, we'll go through a withdrawal, and that death knell that has grabbed us begins to break free. It begins to break free from it, and we may go through our chemicalization, but understand it's fleeting. It seems to last forever when we're going through it. Just like we're going through this COVID-19, man, it seems like it's been going on forever. It's been a long time now. At least for me, I don't know about you. But it may seem like we're going through it forever. But when you step on the other side of it, and we're all going to do that, we'll come out feeling, sometimes maybe we felt like we were alone. But when you're passing through it, it does feel that way, that I'm by myself. Oh my God, what am I going to do? What are we going to do? How are we going to make it? We got to ask better questions. How is God going to get us through this? We know it can. We just have to hang in there. And as you and I step through and begin to see that we're never alone, we can lean on this presence, resting assured that God is for us and never against us, that we are one with this presence. And the call of our tomorrow is happening. The beautiful thing about the call of tomorrow is that the pull, as I mentioned, is stronger when we surrender to it. It's stronger than anything else that's happening now or has happened in the past. Understand, if you take a little small seed that has begun to sprout and you place that seed upside down in the soil and you cover it with dirt, in a short time, the life force within that seed, it's the call of their tomorrow. It will turn it right side up. It'll grow towards the light. It'll break through concrete. It will not complain about being upside down. It will not complain about the dirt being on top of it. It will not complain about anything or try to find excuses and reasons why it is upside down. It will begin to hear the call of its tomorrow. And the light will allow that little seedling to spring forth and express itself. I say that because we need to be reminded that power is within us. That power is the God power in you and me if we give vent to it, if we use it, if we consciously make it the activity of our awareness. So remember, when you resolve to evolve, your problems dissolve. I think it was Albert Einstein, we said we'd never think on the level of a problem to solve the problem. We must go beyond it. We go beyond our problem by constantly evolving and growing and developing. I was watching a debate on YouTube And I was reading some of the comments by the viewers, and sometimes I find the comments more interesting than the video itself. We have some hilarious people. But in this case, the debaters were talking about statistics, and one debater was talking about statistics, and the other was talking in prose, was one of the observations. And the implication was that the statistics were more persuasive than the prose. But we don't want to underestimate the power of art in our evolution. Because imagine what would happen if individuals became addicted to art, became addicted to beauty, became addicted to love, became addicted to new ways of healing and sharing and forgiveness and compassion and kindness and principles of spirituality. What if we became addicted to that? I think one of the byproducts of the shutdown that we're going through, the COVID-19, is the stay at home that has kept our attention kind of focused, is that we're seeing a lot of spiritual communities promoting more and more of their message online, reaching more people all over the planet. And in some way, we're saturating the consciousness with new ways of loving and giving and sharing the art and the possibilities of transformation. Imagine what the mass mind is beginning to produce. It is helping us to evolve to something more. I just imagine what miracles will start to happen in our planet when we begin to do this more and more. This could be the byproduct of what we're going through. Anyways, I begin to close out, just I think to get there, to unsnag ourselves from the attention, from the normalcy of the world that we kind of had gotten used to before COVID-19, before the protests that forced us to unhook from that normalcy and allowed us to step back and examine life. I think all of that is helping us understand that there is a call right now happening. It is the call of our tomorrow. The oak tree is saying to the acorn, wake up. The rose is saying to the rose bush, bloom. The Christ presence is saying to you, awaketh thou that sleepeth, that I may give you life, and more life. It is saying that now. Now. We can birth a kind and just society. We can birth a new way of being and seeing and walking and talking. We can resolve to evolve. This is where we are. And to help us move along in this evolutionary process, we must say to ourselves on a regular basis, we must make ourselves open by saying, I'm ready and willing and bold enough to think the thoughts of God. I'm available to the divine impulse of the evolution itself. I'm making a resolution to evolve now. I think the thoughts of God. The challenges of today are helping us recognize there is something crying out to be released that's within all of us. It is the gift of our divinity that wants to be stirred into activity now, as me and as you. So remember, as you resolve to evolve, as you resolve to grow and develop spiritually, you begin to feel the pull of our tomorrow, a pull that is so strong that it will help us rise above the challenges that we face today, regardless of what has happened, regardless of the pain, regardless of what we've experienced, regardless of any ill health anyone has experienced individually or collectively. Whatever it is, this pull of life is stronger than all of that, and it will help us get through it. It will help us reshape our existence now. So let us not be conformed to the world or succumb to the circumstances. Let us be reminded that we're here to be transformed by the renewing of our mind, and as we do, we are continuously growing. This is a new moment. We are here to birth a new being. We're here to birth a new way of living. And we experience that new way of living when we resolve to evolve each and every moment. of our life. Peace and blessings to you. Thank you for tuning in and being part of today's online celebration service. Remember, there is a call to our tomorrow that each and every one of us are destined to evolve to should we make the choice to help make that happen. I'd like to express gratitude and appreciation for Ira for producing our Sunday service recording, as well as Cameron, who does our Wednesday night services, Deborah for the meditation, Paul and the music team for the music as well as the videos that they provide, and Celia with Modern Roots Marketing, as well as all the behind-the-scene folks that continue to help Spiritual Life Center operate during these unprecedented as well as very interesting times that we are all experiencing and going through. After several months, it's appropriate and fitting to acknowledge by name the folks that are behind the scenes, the people who have been coming to Spiritual Life Center each week since we've had the shutdown in order to manage some of our essential things that need to be done, such as accounting and payroll services that are being done by our accounting manager, Randy Sizemore, and the bookkeeping by Nancy Hilton, and the finance manager, Elaine Laroa, who really help coordinate all of the different pieces of our community. I'd like to acknowledge the landscape and plant volunteers, George Peckham, who comes each week to water and trim our plants outside of our building. And he does that every week. And also Pat Harvey, who cares for our indoor plants. And last but not least, I'd like to acknowledge the behind-the-scenes facilities crew, which includes Rick Saccone and Leslie Mango, our logistics team members, Pat Harvey, our facilities purchaser, and Michael Keene, our lead maintenance and repair volunteer for our building. These hardworking individuals have stepped up in a very big way to get and keep our facility compliant with the COVID guidelines. These guidelines include sanitizing both the hard and soft surfaces, such as our chairs and our carpets, replacing our air conditioning filters to make sure they're in compliance with COVID regulations as well, and purchasing other items such as cleaning material that is mandated by OSHA, and also includes masks and no-touch thermometers and shields and things of this nature. All of those things safeguard our team members and maintain our facility when we are here to serve you the very best that we can. As I said, they slip in and out and are rarely seen by others, but we want to acknowledge all of them with our love that they provide because they give a lot of love and care to our building and our community. And this is an opportunity now to help us continue to send out these spiritual experiences, not only what's presented in a program like today on Sunday, but also our Wednesday program, our WOW program that we have, the prayer and meditation classes that are here and online to come to you, as well as other experiences that will be taking place during the week. So it's your time now to support Spiritual Life Center with your donation and to give what you can. It makes a difference and is very much appreciated. You can text SLC Love to give your gift, SLC Love to 44321, or you can go to our website, slcworld.org, go to the Donate tab, and give in other ways, including by mail. And with that, I invite you to join in and say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
Something stirring, I can feel it. It's got a hold on me. I know that change is coming, 'cause I feel the spirit moving 'cause I feel the spirit moving inside of me. The winds of change are blowing, and I'm dancing with my dreams. Good vibrations flowing, 'cause I feel the spirit moving inside of me. Moving inside of me, yeah, moving inside of me, lifting me to higher paths, setting my heart free, and I know there's no turning back now, no, 'cause I feel the spirit moving inside of me.
With that, let us go and say together our prayer for protection.
The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God.
The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. And that is the truth. With that, let us sing our peace song.
One heart,